Greetings, Masanda Wana. Supporters that Himir Torisan di Pelo Kamazo. Ndogish, Dumer.
Joshua Veron.
Oh, sharp.
I'm not, but before we go any further, I'd like to apologize for calling Maduka Ball a scam. I don't know what was happening on my mind, so I apologize and I withdraw that statement. I don't know never when I was editor to support but if it
Man of honor, a man of honor. I respect you for that, Raps. I respect you for that. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, and I now you've messed up my mind. I can't even remember and but yeah, you are a man of honor. And yeah, speaking of that game, I just want to touch on something, man. Yeah, I haven't touched alcohol since the 3rd of March, 2021. Hey, but yesterday Sundowns but I don't want us to talk about the game. The guys have already done that on the preview. I just want us to touch on something that I took out from a post-match interview of Coach Gulani, not the one that he does the Supersport guys, the one that he does with the journalists. I listened to that interview and it opened my eyes, my mind, and yeah, there's coaching happening at Sundowns, man. Because Coach Gulani says the new system, the 3-4-3, tactically it needs more clarity on roles. The functions where the functions of the players were the issue, not the positions that the play as well. And when you listen to that, it makes perfect sense. If tomorrow you have to do this and Kens, who leads the interviews now? I mean, it's a different thing that you'll be doing with different guys. So the functions are already saved as well. And it made sense to me, honestly, because it was the first time like this. But my thing, where maybe I maybe differ the technical team, maybe the oppositionary Thailand was the wrong one because we were playing a team that's on the top 5 of their log. So maybe if we tried it against a lower team, I mean, next week we're playing two poor teams, one that's fighting relegation and one that's trying to, the one that's fighting relegation, we're playing them early in the week, and then later on in the week on a Friday, we're playing one that's fighting to stay in the top 8 or to qualify for the top 8. So yeah, if Nere tried it like that, but it made sense. I listened to him and I understood like what he said made sense to me. I don't know about everyone else, but it made sense to me, Mdogish.
Yeah, no, and one thing I liked about that press conference is being accountable of the performance. He's not blaming the players because of, like you have said, the formation was okay, but the players maybe they didn't understand their role because of this formation is not familiar. I think it was our first time trying it this season. So at least, but even though we tried it, but we've won. So I think the coaches, they know what to do next time and what to tell the players as well next time if you're going to try it going forward.
True. You're right. The point of accountability, because at the end of the game, I actually thought the players were going to get a hair dryer treatment in the dressing room. But listening to him after, he the technical team took accountability of this. But
Rolano remember how Pitso used to protect his players, man. But Pitso will shift that and focus on the other thing. So I think Rolani there was very smart.
Let's talk about the game against our town rivals, Supersport United, man. In their last 5, these guys, at home. In their last 5 home games, they've only won 2. They've lost 3 of their last 5 home games. Does this give you? Do you go into this game confident or no? Will add to their misery at home or what?
Look, I think it is evident that at home they are not performing well, but this is a derby, and we are used to playing at Lucas Moripe as our home game. Lebona, they are used to playing at Lucas Moripe as their home game. But coming to this game, I think it will be an advantage of us because of we have won more games at home compared to Bona that they have won at home.
Man, we are to tell you a funny story regarding Sundowns and Supersport and Moripe and Mutim. Yeah, if you mind me, would you would our last game against them, Rapelang, give them confidence? Because previously, prior to the last game, we would mop the floor with them, but how they played, do you think it would give them confidence going into this one?
Yeah, definitely, especially second half. I think second half, that's where they turned everything around, where Gaetano took out Dumbule and Tebomkwena started being involved in their play. Remember, when we were previewing that game, you said Tebo is not involved much in the play because of how Supersport approach the game. They play those long balls looking for Hobla or Gabuza. But second half, they played Fruiteba Mkwena because of he was linking the build-up into the attack. So he was the one who was collecting the ball and dishing those forward passes to connect with the likes of Gabuza and Luke. And I think it worked for them because of they managed to get those 2 goals. And besides those 2 goals, they created a lot of chances. And there was a moment more than we might get our first defeat here because of how Supersport took the game to us. So I think Gaetano would love to start this game how they started the second half when they played us because of they played well. Even for the first half, remember, Kabuza hit the crossbar and his header was also cleared in the line by Musa Busa. So I think they played very well against us, but second half, that's where they really tested Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, man. I really think, now, what happened in the first round, it over that motivation, no, we can beat Sundowns. But there are issues in their camp that might affect them and disrupt the plans, which are things that we'll talk about later on. So taking everything into consideration, what do you expect from Supersports in this match?
I think first of all is to ensure that they don't give us much spaces, especially on the final third. You look at the goal that Mayema scored in that position. It is the same position where he passed Shalule, where he assisted Shalule. So they want to take care of that space just a little bit outside the box so that they don't give us the space to create chances or to take shots outside the box. And also the chances that they get first half, I think they'd want to bury them so that at least they are 1-0 ahead and try to maintain the lead. Because of against Stellenbosch, their last game, they scored in the 90th minute. So sometimes you don't want to score at that moment. You prefer getting a goal early and manage the game because of when you look to score in the last minute, sometimes the goal doesn't come. So, and happy, I think, in the middle field, like in the previous set, Supersport, they lose their games in the middle field because of that's where they lose the battle and they don't win enough balls. And a team like Mamelodi Sundowns love to overload that space. So I think if Gaetano has a couple of numbers in the middle field, I think he has a chance of keeping us quiet in the middle field and not offering Zwane and Boma enough space to dance. Because of let that goal, Eric, the first goal against Supersport. I think Lyle he's the one that passed the ball to she central,
and
she
inverted.
Gave it to Miami, and Miami scored a beautiful goal. I think Gaetano will try to avoid that so that Rascaval space by Momare.
True, I have that as on my notes as well. I think they will start on a high like they did in the previous match, because as much as they didn't score in the first half, they started really, really well, and then because they finished so well, Gaetano will tell them, guys, let's start where we ended, go at them from the word go. And Sundowns might go into this and start a bit cautious because of how Supersport ended the previous game. And then another thing that I think they will try and avoid, building up from the back where the development stage you're playing, where the ball moves from the back line to midfield to the 6-seater one. They'll try doing that because in the first game, the 80s, Hashim and Jan intercepted the ball when Mbule was facing his own goal. I made the ball. So we didn't get a goal from that, but if they continue doing that, we might get something. So I think that's one of the things that he will tell them to scratch out. And then I think he will start Katu up top. I definitely think he'll start Katu up top because in the post-match interview, he said the substitutions that he made, he wanted to have two up top so that they can put pressure on our strikers. So clearly it worked. So why not continue with it? So I think he'll start two up top. And like you said, I think they will try and use the wider spaces. I think they will play Lungule and Tole Reiners on the sides. And then they will try and make sure centrally they keep it really, really tight. Not allow Sundowns room. Mono choteng my malienanto le Zwane. And one final thing that I think they will do is that they will take quite a lot of shots from outside the box because, it worked in the first game. Our midfielders were not pressing them quick enough. Going back to what's happening in their camp, perhaps they're missing quite a few players through positive COVID test as well as injuries. They're missing Mahachi, they're missing Mbule, they're missing Mukwena, and then there's Manziba and Kwanazi, Kadi injury. Against Nto, they had a very thin bench, man. There were 2 players short, more benching Yabon. They only had 7 players more benching. So, do you think they'll go into this game with the problems that they have, looking to win it or just maybe take a point? If we win it, great. Or they will go into this game highly motivated because of how they played against us in the first round and look to win it. Take into consideration what I've just said, COVID and injuries.
I think as much as they are missing some players, but they still have decent players in their squad. And also, I think Gaetano will want to get a win because of he believe that he should have won the game. So, and also their previous game against Stellenbosch, they've won it. They got 3 points. That means they have confidence, and also they will come into this game very high in terms of their confidence, and will definitely try to get a win. But I don't think even if they get a draw, we'll be upset.
Yeah, this is how I think they will line up. Perhaps I think they will have Williams. Obviously, they'll have Phillips, Flares, Ditlokwe, and Basera. I think in the midfield they will play Don and Weber, and then on the sides they will have Reiners, Lilungu, and then up front Grobler and Gabuza. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think you'll definitely go for that lineup because of I was looking at their 2 previous games and Tebo Mukwena wasn't in the squad when they played Skukun and when they played Stellenbosch. So I think Weber, he has proved himself, and also against Mamelodi Sundowns, he played very well. He kind of changed the game and helped Mrena in the middle field. So I think he will start, and also I think Jesse Don will definitely start.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm sure you guys watching this, you surprised though. Hey, you shocked. What's going on now? This guy was indoors and now he's outdoors. Yeah, Rapelang had technical issues indoors, network issues indoors. But yeah, speaking of Sundowns, what do I expect from Sundowns in this match? I expect Sundowns to go back to 4-2-2-2, man. I think that's, yeah, we can't play the way we did against Royal against Supersport. So I think we'll go back to 4-2-2-2. I think River being back means we'll control, we'll have more control of the match. I mean, after the Supersport game, the first thing Rulani said was that we were too fast. So River can control the tempo of the game for us. I mean, we call him the system for that reason. And then I think the one thing that we must do is deny and compress space. In the last few games, we've given the opponents quite a lot of space. Go back to the very game here, Supersport in the first round, as well as our last game against Royal AM. We've given them a lot of chances to score, which is so unlike us. So I think we'll look at compressing and denying space. And then I think building up initiation play stage here on it will be smoother with River there, because he's the system, and when River plays there, everything is smooth in our build-up. And I think our middle fielders will look to press the middle fielders quicker when they are facing our goals, to avoid situations whereby they shoot from range, the goalkeeper parries it back into play, they score like they did, and then also continue to press the central middle, the center back star like we did again in the first round. I mean, that's how our second goal came about. It came about with some Safafa and Shalile pressing the center back at Zabo. And I think the main thing, the one thing that I personally would like to see out of this game is Sundowns being in control of the game from the first to the last whistle. In our game against Pirates, Orlando, when we beat them, was it 3-0 or 2-0? We were in control of the game throughout the match. I mean, people thought Pirates were in that game. Pirates were never in that game, man. It was just false hope. We were in control of that game. So, in the game, Ntoya Supersport, second half, first half, you can say we're not in control of the game. Royal AM, we're not in control of the game. And I enjoy watching Sundowns whereby we are in control of the game. You might have the ball, but we are still in control without the ball. So I think that's what I expect from Sundowns Saturday. When I'm doing.
Look, like you said, I think that the formation needs to change based on how we played against Royal AM, because of, I think, let's give the coach enough time to prepare and get better improve the system of 4-3-3 before we can implement it going forward. And also, like you have said, I think River gives us an advantage of controlling the game, because of he likes to drop a little bit and form a diamond between two center backs. And I think against Supersport, if they play two center forwards, Hobla and Gabuz, I think River will definitely help us have enough numbers at the back to build up. And I'm expecting a player like Blesser to start. We know that his abilities in terms of coming a little bit back and fetching the ball and distributing and changing the play. I think a player like Blesser will definitely help us in this game. And I want to say something about Shalulile. Shalulile against Supersport should always be in line with the defenders of Supersport. And when he's in line, he should not face our goal. I think his body or posture should change. His eyes should be on the ball and on the line as well. Because if he's only facing the ball, that means it will be a wall pass and will be forced to pass it back. But once he's in line with the defenders of Supersport, he's facing the ball and he's facing the line as well, give him an advantage to run forward. An example, the goal that he scored against Supersport where Maema passed him the ball. I think he did very well because of his body was in the his posture was in the right frame to make a run because of once a shibile fela follow tsa gona ha ona ntho tlo fa yona will pass the ball backwards. But if body a ile hantle to make a run, I think it will give us an advantage and you'll have a couple of chances.
Yeah, speaking of Dabaya Mkhulise, I have Mkhulise Omvala starting. I'm gonna mention a few things and then you decide who Gimamne a partner Rivani, because I think Mkhulise helps us with progressing the ball, and he can think he fetches it and he carries it, and we are more fluid. He helps with supplying and connecting with the front line. And then you have Mvala. Mvala helps with breaking play. Immediately after game, I sent you a WhatsApp, Kere, I really wish we had Mvala for this game. Supersport wouldn't have equalized because he was going to break play. He helps break play. He helps with shutting the lines, Mvala, and he also helps with the defensive side of things. So, with that said, and take into account how Supersport finished that game, do you still start Mkhulise le
Look, I'm selecting my lineup based on the lineup that I saw against when the lineup that a Supersport started with against Stellenbosch. If there's no Mbule and Tebu, that means there's no creativity in the middle and they will opt to attack us using their wing play. That means Lungu and Renas will be most effective players. So I will start Kima Blessing because of the absence of Table in the midfield. But if Balting, I think it will suit Mtobimva.
Yeah, man. I think that's something that the technical team will take into consideration. I think we need to start on the front foot, and starting on the front foot for me means having someone like a Blesser. Perhaps we're going into the last game of the game, a 5-game block. We're currently on 8 points. Do you think we'll get to 11?
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll get to 11. And I think 11 points, it's sharp because of we are still unbeaten and there are teams that are still struggling to get those 11 points. So, and based, like I've said, in this game block, we played good teams that are in the top 5. So I think 11 points, it would be fair.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the next game block, I mean, we have the first 2 games are quite easy games that we should definitely win. I mean, we're playing Baroka, who have a new coach and they seemingly struggling. And we're also playing a team that's apparently on the same level as us. I'm not sure how we level because we use the same. They are number 7 or Leronak Ronak 7. I don't know because it's clearly not on the footballing side of things. Rabs, has Modau's recent form woken up Tapelo? By recent form, I mean from towards the end of last season, coming into this season.
Yeah, no, I think Thapelo is a different player, and he, like, once you sit on the bench, I think you have the opportunity to analyze your game and reflect on your game. I think Ndao starting most of the games, I think it gave Thapelo time to improve and also to become a better player. And in the 2 previous games, he played very well against Amazulu, against King. Royal EM, he played very well. When he came on as a sub against Stellenbosch, he played very well. So I think he sometimes the players in the league do benching. Like opla come she the ruler combine right. I'm not a benching a car. And once o hallo kena ka ga o definitely are going to use that opportunity because of the competition. It is very tough.
Yeah, man, definitely. This is what competition brings. It brings the best out of the players. So I'm really loving the fact that they are pushing each other. Right? Your lineup?
I'm keeping Mweni at the goals. I'm having Thapelo right back, 2 center backs. I'm having Gradkekana and Rushin the Hook. And I'm starting Mapos. I'm starting Oprumudim at left back. And in the middle, I'm having Rivaldo Cotia and I'm having Spilelam Kulisi. Then front four, it will definitely be Neomayema, Tembazwane. I'm keeping Thabiso Kutumela and up front, Shalulid.
I'm starting the same back 5. I had Lyle on my team, but I just thought last season he had a great game against Supersport, man. So maybe start him. And I have the same midfield. I have the same front 4, except it's not. I can't say I have the same front 4 and then 6. I have 3 of your front 4. I'm not gonna start Kutu. I'm gonna start Safranco. I'm gonna start Safranco to hustle Defensia Supersport. And you see that thing here that you mentioned there, Shalulile playing on the shoulder, facing his own goal. With Safranco, that's when it is most likely to happen because Safranco has the bigger frame. So Hadi Bolo did say Arian, he's the one who has a better chance of winning them and protecting the ball. So I'll start Safranco, and I think he played well when he played Supersport in the first game. Yeah. Predictions?
We're going to win 2-1.
2-1. Goal scorers?
Shishi will score and Peter will score.
I am going to go for 3-1. I think Khobla Gabuza will get a goal for them. I think Shalulile will score, Safranco will score, and Mudiba as well. Yeah, that's it, Masandawana. That's another installment of the Yellow Corner. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and tell everyone Masandawana fan vlog. I mean, the best way to market like by the word of mouth. So please, man, continue with the support that you guys give us on all social media platforms. And you will see us on Monday because we are playing on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Cheers and good luck to the boys. Sharp, Nourish.